This segment of the news is brought to you by Sun Oil Limited.
Welcome back. The recently completed STEPS 2019 survey report is out, and Health Minister Dr. Dwayne Sands reporting that the results of the same are beyond shocking. The Health Minister telling colleagues this morning as he addressed them in the House of Assembly that the state of the country's collective health remains in peril, as Bahamians are no healthier now in 2020 than they were 15 years ago when the STEPS survey was first conducted.
More of us have an unhealthy BMI, 71.6% of us, to be exact, with 4 in 10 Bahamians being classified as obese. More of us are smoking tobacco products, about 17.4%, which, while not much, is a 145% increase from 15 years ago. 92% of us drink on average 2 cans of a sugary drink every day, and 60% of us add at least 2 spoons of sugar, not saying how big, to our tea or coffee.
Now, while Dr. Sands says it may seem as an abstract concept, he says the average Bahamian consumes 64 pounds of added sugar each year, which he says is equivalent to almost 14 bags of 5 pounds of sugar. The health minister also revealed that 1 in 12 Bahamians are at a high risk of having a stroke or heart attack in the next 10 years.
That's 30,000 Bahamians whose quality of life and work productivity will never be the same, not to mention the impact on the lives of the people who depend on them. So these hot off the presses statistics undergirds my ministry's unashamedly dogged push for every Bahamian, young and old, to move towards better health and well-being.
As you would remember, back in December of last year, the Ministry of Health instituted a ban on the sale and provision of beverages with added sugar at all public health functions and all health facilities.
And we hope that these bold moves, born out of necessity and a desire to see every Bahamian beat the odds of dying prematurely from preventable diseases, would catalyze other government and private sector players. We have drafted a workplace wellness policy model that we will make available to our partners to guide their movement to health and wellness.
Dr. Sands says the Ministry of Health will continue to provide the facts and the evidence to provide the public with information needed for the difficult lifestyle modification each Bahamian need to embrace. Shifting gears, a busy weekend for officers of the Royal Bahamas Police Force. Officers here in the capital as well as Grand Bahama are investigating homicides. Police here in New Providence arrested a suspect after a man was found with fatal stab wounds shortly after 2 a.m. Sunday. What we can report to you is that it was at that time that the body of the adult male was discovered on Ross Corner off East Street. A short time later, police acting on intelligence went to a residence on Ross Corner where they arrested an adult male in connection with the incident. In a different scenario over in Grand Bahama, police were in search of a man reported missing in the Lewis Yard area on Friday evening. While conducting inquiries, they discovered that the lifeless body of the man was in his residence. The man was pronounced dead by a doctor at the Rand Memorial Hospital. Foul play is suspected and an autopsy will be performed to determine the exact cause of death. Investigations into both of these incidents are ongoing. Meantime, police are searching for the alleged suspects behind the robbery of Rolex Boutique on Paradise Island, 2 of them in fact. Police say the men, one brandishing firearm, entered the store shortly after 11 p.m., forcing store attendants to retreat to the back of the store. The men proceeded to smash 2 showcase glasses and stole an assortment of Rolex watches before they escaped. Police are now appealing to members of the public who may have information on this or any other crime to contact the Central Detective Unit, Crime Stoppers, or the nearest police station. Investigations are ongoing. In news from the courts, 3 persons stood before Magistrate Carolyn Vogue Evans to face charges of check fraud. The trio stood in court number 6 facing numerous charges. The alleged chief conspirator, D'Angelo Ferguson, faced a laundry list of charges as it is alleged that between January 31st and February 8, 2020, he conspired to commit fraud by false pretenses. He forged 8 checks in the name of Premium Imports and Commonwealth Bank, Prince Charles. The highest of the sum, $4,000, $4,800 and the lowest being $1,500. He also faced money laundering charges, having acquired $10,600, the proceeds of crime. His co-accuser, Justin Knowles, was charged with abatement to commit fraud, as it is alleged that on February 6th, he facilitated Ferguson in acquiring $3,000 in cash. Chevalier Smith, also a co-accused, faced charges of abatement to commit fraud. It is alleged that on the 31st of January 2020, she too facilitated Ferguson in acquiring $4,800 from Commonwealth Bank. They all pleaded not guilty to the charges and were remanded to the Bahamas Department of Corrections. They returned to court on Wednesday. Our final stories are up next.
This segment of the news has been brought to you by Sun Oil Limited.